All right, welcome back at 8:23. So April is National Stress Month, and today specifically is National Stress Day.
And especially during a time like this, it's very important that we take care of our mental health. So to share some tips to help us focus on ourselves and to reduce stress is Dr. Alok Trivedi. He's the founder of Aligned Performance Institute. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning.
Well, we hear about this a lot on the internet, everywhere we go, self-care. But what does that actually mean during this coronavirus pandemic?
It's a great question. Self-care is such an important component of our day-to-day activity, but it's hard when we're dealing with stress, when we're dealing with the uncertainty of what's around us. So one of the things I would say to take care of yourself is get moving, get exercising, because you can't help when you go out and take a walk, even though it's chilly and cold outside, I know, but get outside, start moving, start taking care of yourself, meaning value yourself. Just because you're not working today, you may be working, you may not be working, just because you're not doesn't mean that you have to let yourself go. Take care of yourself, value, keep a routine for yourself. It's going to help you value and make sure that you are managing the stress in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, and Dr. Trivedi, you mentioned that, and we're hearing that so often. It's the routine, because we tend to lose sight of the routine when we go through something like this, and we kind of develop new habits, some of them not positive, not good habits. So what are some other things that we can do to kind of reduce everyday stress? You said get going, get moving. That's the big one.
Well, I have an acronym that I like to use. It's called SERPA. SERPA is a very simple thing that we could do just to manage our stress, because when we get attacked with stress, it's in moments of stress that we look at. So the first thing I tell people is slow down, right? Slow down, take a deep breath, understand kind of what's going on. Second thing is that you take a deep breath and you inspire. You take a deep breath, rest, relax, see where you're at. Third thing I would say is you reframe your thoughts. Right? Because whatever's going on inside of your mind, it's causing you anxiousness, stress. Reframe it. See what's the benefit in really what's happening right now. Is it really as bad as you think that it is? Fourth is get present. Right? Just because it's cold outside doesn't mean that you have to get all cranky and annoyed. Just say, hey, look, it's an opportunity for me to wear a nice sweater or something like that. Just thinking simple, of course. And then finally is avoid that state of thinking again if you can. Ask, is it real? And then can you avoid it again? That's what I would recommend for very simple episodes.
Yeah, good advice.
Those are good tips for us, but what can we do to help reduce the stress for our children? Like, what do we say to them?
Well, you tell them you're basically, you're toast. I'm joking, of course. With kids, you want to make sure that you're calm around it, because kids are going to pick up your energy states. They're so much wiser than just words, right? They're reading everything. And if you're frantic and anxious, you want to make sure that you're calm and when you're around them. And if you are having a moment of anxiety or stress or something like that, do it away from them. In front of them, get your facts straight, know what you're talking about, and be very calm and rational, because your uncertainty gets magnified tenfold inside of them. So it's wise to be calm and rational when you talk to them, but also make sure that you're talking to them with facts, not your emotions.
Absolutely. That's so important to remember, especially during this time. And Dr. Trivedi, also, you mentioned some of the things, again, that we can do to kind of step back and almost reduce that stress daily. Well, you have a 5-step formula to help us reduce the stress, too. Is that kind of played in part with what you've said?
Yeah, that's kind of the 5-step formula that I talk about, is that you slow down, take a deep breath, inspire, reframe your thoughts, get present with where you're at, and ask and avoid. And if you do that, that simplifies the whole thing. But I think the bigger thing that you could do overall generally right now is realize, look, this is all going to end. We know that it's going to end. We're all going to get back to real life. And when we do, what are you going to do? What are you looking forward to after this all comes up? Because you got to have an idea of where we're going. And I think if you get caught up in the chaos of today, you're going to miss the opportunities that are in front of you, and you need something that's going to be positive on the other side of this.
Such important advice. Keep things in perspective, for sure.
All right.
That's
well,
right.
thank you so much for joining us this morning and giving us those great tips.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, coming up, get used to only